and you've been on the same team as Sammy for a number of years, so you know he's surfing pretty well.
Oh, mate, I love that kid. He came up to me when I first met him. He's like, "You're my favourite surfer." And it's just like, now I'm just sitting here and he's one of my favourite surfers.
Yeah, always a good way to start a good friendship when someone comes up to you like that. He's up against Joao Chianca, and it looks like Sammy is going to get started early here, and that looked so awkward.
Oh, felt like he fell on his board there as well. You can see it's two.
Throw the X Factor Hail Mary, huge pits behind the rock. And, I feel like these two are going to really go at it.
They sure are. It's going to be S.Pupo swinging on the inside, so no big scores locked in just yet. But Sammy loading up. He's got some face here to work with, and the speed is on show, and he just goes straight to fifth gear on these opening rides. This is going to be his best score. Surfing quick's one thing, but finding the place to put those turns is what these competitors need to do. And Sammy, he's still finding space down the line here. Again, the wave's so cupped out, but his brilliance and just that fast twitch nature in his surfing allows him to get the completion of a couple of nice combos there on the inside. Let's dive into the replay, Owen, and take us through this one.
Man, I just see him link straight to that rail. Like, for me, he's one of the most flowiest Brazilian surfers that I think of all time, and he just goes straight to that rail, and to see him just place these turns just so precise. I love every part about this kid surfing, and to be honest, I thought the wave was over here, and it gives him this little second hit out, which he actually did some damage down here, like a bit of a ride off, but then all of a sudden it's just straight to clean rail work, and just, yeah, look at that.
Yeah, whip fast through the inside there, Jesse. So impressive, just the combination there.
It felt like he was just taking that wave.
He loves boys, Ethan Ewing. I mean, it's a tough one, but the surfing is at such an incredible level at the moment. It's like, anyone's game.
Let's take a look at this first wave here for Joao, though. Just loves straight off the bottom into the vertical section. Joao does something really well where he almost sits on the foam for a little bit longer, and it puts him in these really nice steep pockets of the wave. Starts to come a little bit further away from it here, gets over that bump, and look at this, so tight, so tighty in the pocket. Not once, twice, and a third where he just pushes really hard. You can see he had to grab his rail there, so Sammy's going to swing and go.
Let's see what Sammy can do. Bigger wave. He's had a couple of falls at the opening stages of his rides. That was a big section there. A heat score total. We're going to get to him in a moment. Right now, though, Joao Chianca is up again, and he is ripping into this one. So just a 4.67 on his opening ride. Oh, just gets a little caught on the rail there, but can make up for it down the line. If he can get back on the attack, wants to find a more vertical approach this wave. It's just breaking away and not really sticking to that sandbar the way he would have liked.
Today was a 9.5 and an 8.5. Tomorrow could be 2 4s and 2 6s, and I still take the win. And yeah, I guess it's just, to...
See ya.
Yeah, it felt like he was going to come through, didn't it?
And then Sammy just absolutely went crazy on these first 3 carbs. The amount of speed and drive he has, particularly that third one when he held it for just a little bit longer. There really is shades of Felipe in there. You cannot deny that. Coming through, using that same amount of drive. And then I kind of lost my mind about this insider. We talk about these waves growing down the line. This one did exactly that. I thought, this is a weird little foamy section through Little Marley. And then it just doubled in size through here, went onto the rail here, and then came through again. You can see it's going to keep building down the line. I thought, wow, Sammy's going to take this one all the way down to Greenie, and just lost the toe edge rail on that finishing turn there. But
had a few uncharacteristic falls in this heat. Just a little less settled than we've seen him at different stages throughout the year so far, but Sammy's still holding on to the lead at the moment. Taking the lead, obviously, but if not, just chipping away at the requirement. Now Sammy's thinking, well, I can defend my position with priority, but I also only need to improve on a 5.67 to push the requirement really high and maybe into combination.
Those Challenger Series resurgences. For Sammy, though, and George, I feel like they're just not scared to lose. They've done it the hard way, and now they can make a real career out of it.
Here we go, Chianca. Explosive first turn. That's all he's going to get out of this wave, though, with 2.5 minutes to go. They are locked in to put together great campaigns in 2026. Sammy takes off as we hit the Breitling 2-minute countdown, and have a look at the spark and just how lively he is on this equipment as he ducks in for a tube, takes a low road exit, and then gets quickly back on the rail, drawing that board back into the bowl. And he just looks over his shoulder for a second, sees what Chianca is up to before re-engaging, even has time to look at the clock before floating his way down the line here and getting a finish here on the inside. Throws his hand up.
With priority and a minute on the clock at pumping snapper rocks to chase a good score.
Yeah, well, Chianca's making a move here. And this will be his last shot at it. He's going to need a really big score, maybe in the 9-point range, as he works over these opening sections with full rail calves, cutting back to the bowl, and a little disengaged from the wave, still looking over his shoulder, wondering if there's a better opportunity behind it, and as a result, it's just felt a little disconnected, this one, as he brings it through to the inside. I mean, he's still getting opportunities here. Swings the tail, he'll complete that move.
But the wave just laid down a little bit, but looking over the back every turn is...
Yeah.
You've made your call effectively.
Yeah, you took off and you're still looking what's out the back, and it really does disjoint the whole wave. And
just a little flat on the face. It just didn't give him the opportunity to square up. S.Pupo continues this magic run through the GWM Aussie treble. He's moving on through to the third round.
Sammy, well done, mate. That was a tricky heat in some respects. The tide's so low, and just picking the right wave is a real challenge.
Yeah, well, it was super tricky. Yeah, I just misread a few waves right there. I fell off a couple of times, but I'm just happy to make the heat. Really, hit win's a hit win. It wasn't pretty, but just stoked to get through this round is always really important. And yeah, just watching a few of the top guys falling off in this round earlier, so definitely saw some opportunity to make some heats here and get myself more up in the rankings. So yeah, I'm happy.
Mate, you've had a blinding start. You've really caught fire this year, and you know, not only are you right up in where you want to be on the rankings, but you're also in with a shot on that GWM Aussie treble. The Tank 300 is just sitting there, not a bad trophy, but obviously what you want is a win, and this is a happy hunting ground for you. Your surfing suits this wave beautifully.
For sure, yeah. I mean, it's just coming back to a place where I've had success before. It's just so cool, you know. You have this crazy memories from the past, from the same place, and there's a lot of positivity going on in my mind, and it's just easier to be here, easier to surf. You know, when you know you've won here before, you've made, you know, you put your name in the history here before. So it's just cool coming back. Of course, in the CS level is really different, and then CT is a different story. But I'm just happy to still be making heats, which is very, very important, especially with this new format. And yeah, I mean, it'd be cool to have a car going back home, but Gabe's still making heats too, so it's a long shot, but I'll do my best.
And mate, look, the storm is raging at the moment, but in this event, you guys are stacked pretty heavily down the same side of the draw, and your brother, Miggy, who won at Bells, obviously, he's in this heat right now. He's got a couple of good scores. There's a chance you guys could be surfing in the next round. Now, I don't want to bring up bad memories, but the last time you actually surfed the heat was a real heartbreaker over there in Margaret River, where you know, you had to basically knock him off tour. What do you think it'll be like if he gets through this round to surf against him again without that sort of pressure and you know, such a heavy sort of feeling around the moment?
Well, I feel like it'd be a much happier scenario, really. We're both sitting on the top 5 picture, so it would be just a fun heat. Heat that the family's been waiting for a while, without that whole pressure of falling off tour. Just a heat where we can just have fun and show our surfing and give it a good show for everybody at the beach and for the family to just have a good time watching the heat. And yeah, I mean, he's been inspiring me so much this year, and it's this last part of his career, just how much effort he's putting on his surfing. As an athlete, everything's changing for him, and as a father as well. So it's been cool to just watch everything and fire me up for the middle to the last part of my career too. Just get my first win, which is really my main focus right now. And yeah, I feel like we're just pushing each other, and it's healthy.
I get the feeling little brother's going to be coming out of the blocks pretty hard in that one if it happens.
For sure, yeah, all in.
Well done, mate. Congrats.